Hey, this is Timmara and Co. signing on with the official last part of No More Heroes.
We came, we saw, we conquered, and now we shall go and conquer again, I guess.
We shall do something.
Yeah.
We came, we saw, we conquer, we poo now.
I mean, you might as well, right?
Okay, anyways, so no, we don't need to save, but going back to the toilet, we can now choose our ending.
Okay.
Yeah, now what should we do? Should we view ending or view real ending?
We should return to Sand and Destroy.
Okay.
I really like the lawn mowing minigame. We should probably just go do that, right?
Let's do that for 3 hours.
Yeah, dude. This is like a nice chill podcast just with one minigame over and over again. We could talk about other video games that have similar minigames. Like Bully, dude. Do you remember mowing the lawn in Bully, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I never got detention in that game. Like, even accidentally, it's hard to get into detention. But boy,
yeah,
they really rewarded your hard work.
You know what annoyed me? If you got detention during the winter, you had to do that shoveling snow mini game.
Yeah, and the shovel could break.
Yeah, and the shovel could break, and then you're just screwed. Unless there's something else you could do. I don't know. I could not do anything. So you just had to restart the detention over again.
Legitimately, I just, like, went out of my way to get detentions. It was so ridiculously easy. Like, you could literally go into town and then take a slingshot and shoot it directly into a police officer's eyeball. And as long as there was a class that was going, you would just get sent to that class.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it was impossible to get punished in that game. I had to go out of my way to be like, okay, it's 3:05, time to punch a child.
You know what? I do have the Scholarship Edition, like the full version, on my Xbox right now.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
That is something to keep in mind. Anyways, or maybe not now, but it won't take long to download, but I do have it somewhere, I think.
Fair enough.
Anyways, but okay, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, no, I was going to pitch this idea to you, and, you know, we'll get there when we get there, but after, like, or I was going to say we should do, like, an actual podcast where we do, like, a proper video of our, like, who would you want to hang out with in No More Heroes and make a tier list video. And so...
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like we pretty much left that one all on the table.
Oh, no, but I want to do that with the whole franchise.
Oh,
so,
just every
like,
character that I don't remember?
Yeah, that's the thing. Including with characters in 2, when 3 comes out.
Oh, yeah.
And then just, like, do everybody. But I realize, yeah, you have to do a lot of research on that, but I thought it'd be interesting.
We could have part of it just be like, you know, like those videos of like, oh, I showed my grandma all these Super Smash Brothers characters, and you'll laugh at number 44.
Right.
That whole Pro ZD skit.
Yeah. Who's this character? That's Destroy Man. His real name is, I think, Josh Hartnett or something. Okay, this is literally the first one I'm showing you. Who's this guy? That's Fu from the game that hasn't released yet. What the hell? Anyways. So in all seriousness, actually getting to the ending. And, yeah, there's no reason to do the view ending. There's not even a reason you would not have it by the time you finish the game. But, in case you don't. So, view real ending. Oops.
You had to take your shirt off for this one, huh? Jupiter. Ploop.
There it goes.
Will you hurry up with that?
That was a third fake death.
Okay, secret boss fight. Okay, so first of all, yeah, if you just choose view ending, it literally just like goes like, "Are you kidding me?" And then it just goes to credits. And so then it does like a sweeping like Star Wars credit sequence that eventually like gets to Dr. P singing the full song.
Aw.
Yeah, it's cool. And then you gotta reload the save.
Nah.
But then, yeah. Now the true fight against Henry. You wanna do it or?
I'll give it a try.
Alright.
Alright.
So yeah,
Turning it off.
super secret final boss, or not very secret final boss, not too hard to get to him. But yeah, now proper confrontation with Henry.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Do you remember the controls?
Moderately, but like, also this is the final boss.
Yeah, he's also probably the hardest, or one of the hardest ones, because he's super durable, he hits hard, and he's got a lot of crazy tactics.
Also, he's just like teleporting like Riku. He... I don't know, so I'm just saying, like, just expect to take over at some point here.
Yeah. We'll see.
He's got me scared, bro.
You could maybe just spam low attacks over and over again, and that would probably be... Oh, even though that doesn't do a lot of damage. I mean, it does, but... I keep forgetting, we're also still playing on mild, but, you know, that doesn't change much. Yeah. So yeah, final confrontation with Henry. It's a thing. And like a lot of the other some of the other characters, he's got like a one-hit kill move. So that's usually what takes you out if there's an issue.
That sounds alright. Dude, those moves are cool, but they should be saved for boss fights that don't have so much HP. It's just annoying when they do it.
Right.
Okay, so here's a hypothetical for you. I don't remember if we've done this already. Who would win, Travis or Dante?
Oh, Let's see. Does it all take place in cutscene? Because that means Travis is invincible.
It also means Dante's invincible, though, is the problem.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but that's canonical power for Travis.
That's pretty much canonical power for Dante, too. They keep showing him dying in cutscene.
Right.
Shit.
Okay, in all seriousness, I suppose like it's appropriate to say like probably Devil May Cry 5 Dante, where he's like at his oldest and strongest.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't really think this part through. You know what? I'm gonna say, to be more fair to Travis, I'm gonna say it's Devil May Cry 3 when they're closest in age.
Okay. Huh. I was thinking like, really? Travis is like 27 now. He's gonna be 40 in the third game. And,
oh, really?
Well, I think he's gonna be like 39 technically.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's still weird to think about like he's gonna be almost midlife. You know, in the next game.
That's depressing, bro.
Isn't it? And he's still living in the same motel.
Oh God! Why did you
Even
tell
though
me
he's
that?
got a wife and kids and a mansion. Anyways.
Oh yeah! What the fuck?
Oh, we'll get there. That stuff we'll talk about after this fight. But, anyways, yeah. It's just funny. It's just like, how old is Dante in that? I suppose it doesn't matter.
No
it's just
idea.
Funny to think it was like he's 27 and he's that like young and petulant. Anyways, but okay, Devil May 3 or Devil May 3
Cry.
Devil May 3 Cry.
That's when you cry 3 tears, no more, no less. You might do that. You might cry more. Probably not less.
I was gonna make a snarky remark, but never mind. That takes too long to explain. Anyways, let's see. Both crazy durable, both probably wielding a sword. I can't imagine, you know.
Well, I mean, the guns do nothing.
Yeah, and you know he can.
Let's just assume that Travis has unlimited battery.
I was gonna say like.
Yeah, like all of his in-game power-ups versus all of Dante's techniques.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably has Tsubaki, and he's got the infinite battery.
Oh, you just straight this guy. Kind of.
Circle strafe. Oh jeez.
Or not.
That was a weird cut.
Oh, he keeps doing that. Ow! He's waiting. Alright. That keeps not working anymore, so.
Again, you're probably better off just spamming the low charge, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not putting a lot of stock in this.
Yeah, come on, this is a fight between a samurai and I guess Henry could be the equivalent of a Western knight or something.
I mean, basically.
I mean, wearing the
Oh,
gray, like the sword is kind of like more broadsword-like than anything else, than a katana. Oh, actually, speaking of something, not to detract, we'll get to the fight later, but, little fun fact, or at least I think this is an actual fact, but, okay, you know, Shinobu said her dad was killed by someone with a katana. Probably Henry.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if that was actually confirmed, but you know, who else could it be really? And you know, it's kind of
Could
interesting.
have been Dark Star. Well, technically.
Technically, although that would be funny. You sliced him in two, and just like the size of the blade, just there's nothing left of the body.
Oh god, yeah. Now you mention it.
But yeah. So the implication is Henry is actually who killed Shinobu's father, which
It could also be death metal because Travis did inherit his name, so that might have been why she thought.
I suppose. But oh, actually, that is not that bad of an assumption. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Look at me being all smart.
Yeah, like that's probably not it at all. But
I bet they didn't have an answer.
no, I'm sure they didn't. But you know, I think like most likely explanation, Henry being a killer would probably definitely go after somebody like that. And it's funny that you know Henry and Shinobu have like never met before. I mean, I think at least Shinobu knows Henry. They imply that in 2, but they do not know anything about each other or talk to each other. So
Interesting.
that's one of the things I'm kind of hoping comes up in 3. There's a lot of things in 3 I hope come up, but you know, we'll get there. Okay, anyways, Dante versus Travis.
Yeah, Dante versus Devil. May Cry.
Dante versus Devil May Cry featuring Dante.
From the Devil May Cry series.
I was just... No, for some reason, what came into my head was like, you remember the Sonic Paradox shorts?
No.
Oh, yeah, or just like those random, like, you know, way back, or was it early YouTube? But it was just like the weird collection of like Sonic animations that people just made and like compiled together.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm not gonna play a clip, but if I got the name right.
Well, the Sonic Dreams collection?
No,
I didn't think that would be something.
it's basically that, but fan made.
So it's the Sonic Dreams collection.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Right, that's not.
That was not produced by Sega, sir.
No, that's right. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, Sonic Paradox shorts, but I can't think of any of the clips that would make ring any bells. But I just remember there was like, what got me onto that topic was like this one clip where like Knuckles breaks into Sonic's house screaming, it's like, Sonic, I got an idea! And he just like puts a featuring Dante from Devil May Cry sticker on a Sonic poster.
I actually do remember it now that you mention that.
Okay. Vaguely.
I can't remember anything else about that.
I can pull them up later, but I just remember those. That would be nostalgic in an awkward way. But, no, and then, like, after that, Tails, Sonic, it's an emergency! What's wrong, Tails?
Eggman got fatter!
Yep. Yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Or I remember, I think one of the best clips was, you know, it's like,
shit.
So you've come, Sonic. Now be prepared to face my ultimate weapon. And then it's just Eggman in a Speedo as he goes, Wonder Man. Anyways.
That one I do not remember.
Alright. I'm trying to think of other clips. Because I remember we used to watch those a lot.
Yeah, that was too much of our fun as children.
As a children.
Yeah.
7 years ago? I honestly thought it was longer ago. Oh wait, no, that's the last one. Yeah, some of them are as old as 12 years ago.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where, like...
Coming on 12. I was gonna say coming on 13, but no, they were 12 couple months ago. Oh, there's Gene.
Hey, kitty!
Gene's just hanging out. You got him! Get him, Travis! Yeah, this is not going well.
I mean...
We'll get him eventually. This is why I wanted to split this up, just in case he did take us a while, even if we're going at it at our best.
Thank you for stopping running. Did I take damage there?
No.
Okay.
I remember him doing that a lot, though. Hitting him with, like, the charge attack, and then he still does, like, that sweep.
Yeah, I was thinking that would do that. I would be so mad if I were Henry right now. Like, bro, just chill.
Little wanker. Stop doing that.
Okay.
Almost.
That move is probably just there so you can charge everything.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a counterattack just to mess with you.
Well, I know, but like...
Yeah, and then he's got that electric ball attack, which is really cool.
Oh, yep, that's again. Nope, nope, we're still alive.
Still up.
Technically. I'm going full scum strats on this, bro. I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
It has to happen. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's his kill move, I'm pretty
is it?
sure.
I always assume it's gonna be the counter.
I'd say just get hit by it, whatever. At least die in a cool way.
No, do you see how close I am? Only like 20 more of these.
I was gonna say, like, on one hand I mean it, but also you could pull this off.
You just want to play.
Well, I can play as much as I want when I'm done.
That's true.
Probably whenever we're done doing whatever. We're gonna finish recording this and, you know, we can hang out for however long. Whenever you leave, I'm probably just gonna start immediately. Oh, that was so close.
Dude, I stood up and went back into guarding.
You're Rock Lee, you're unconscious, but you're still standing up.
No!
Henry's exposed after his spinning attack. You were so close.
Dude, I would have gotten that second try for sure.
You could have, yeah. You want to try again?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna do.
I don't want to back up my words.
I'm just gonna do that over and over again.
That's
yeah,
fair.
you know, one fully charged like down attack could like really hurt Gene. It barely does anything to him, but it's a more reliable attack than anything else we can do. Whoops.
I feel like this is the point in the game where we're supposed to know how to like dodge and counter properly.
Fights.
Yeah. Also, I noticed when you're fighting a lot with the other beam katanas, you had a tendency to like go for like risky charge shots.
Right.
Now I see why.
Yeah.
It's because you've honed your skills at the upper maximum level.
And the thing is, you know, you don't have to worry about battery life on this one just because, which is a really great bonus, but also it does like kind of like
Cheapen it. Yeah.
it kind of like sands down the teeth a little bit.
That's
Whoops.
fine.
Yeah, on one hand it's fine because it's awesome, so you just don't have to worry about that. On the other hand, it takes out that like one bit of skill and strategy about like trying to figure out how to charge up and, you know, not using charge attacks too much because it consumes that much power.
Or just straight up not using them at all because you don't want to like leave yourself vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah, because my strategy was just basically like find an opening to like normal hit him, you know? Because it uses up so much battery for those charge attacks. But
Right.
it's not that much damage.
It also uses a lot of battery to use this jump attack, which I keep forgetting we have.
I also forgot that one.
I wanted to get hit by this, I swear.
I don't believe you.
I haven't seen this in a while. I genuinely was gonna get hit by it.
I love how it just cuts back to you two standing there.
Yet he's still charging. So yeah, but that's actually a really cool move he does there.
Yeah, very Dragon Ball Z-esque.
Yeah, and now, doing it proper, I can do that too. So anyways,
That is kind of a counter, isn't it?
yeah.
Because you just wait until he tries to hit you, and then you abuse your iframes. Henry, I understand the scum strats. Your move does not do it.
Anyways,
Yeah, I'm running out of topics.
I'm sure we can think of more, but we're also like this late in. If we start something new, it's just gonna get cut off.
Oh, there's plenty of time. I'm super hyped to play Metroid.
I was gonna say,
Even if I'm not doing it with you, I'm just gonna play it myself then.
I was gonna say we do have quite a bit of time left. We could finish this and then jump into a Metroid game on the Switch.
I would be down, bro.
Even if we don't finish it, either I could or we could just schedule another day for it.
Dude, absolutely, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, we wouldn't finish it. It would just be like, you know, an episode or two probably, but like.
But at that point, I'm committed, so I am gonna finish it, with or without you.
All right. I mean, that's fine.
We'll figure it
I've played
out.
through them.
We'll figure it out. But nevertheless. But yeah, Metroid.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. They're just really cool games. Metroid Dread is coming out, so I just kind of want to. I just want to go through like at least all the 2D ones, just because like that's like the story. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not that there's a ton of story to begin with,
But it is like the chronology that it is going through.
but yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Have I actually? No, I finished. I think the only, now that I think about it, Metroid game I finished is Prime 3.
Specifically Prime 3, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that game was really cool. I got like the collection on my Wii U, you know, at my parents' house, but I never played it.
I also have it.
Mainly just because, like, once I started playing with the motion controls, like, oh, this is annoying.
The motion controls are so weird, though. I mean, turning kind of sucks, but only kind of. I don't know. It brought me into it.
Yeah, only kind of in a first-person game where you have to be on your game when you're surrounded by aliens and monsters.
Dude, motion controls are better than a regular controller for aiming properly.
Okay, I was kind of hoping I would stay safe from that. They can be.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been, like, you know, already, like, a Prime collection on Switch, because that would translate pretty easily.
I thought they did that. I genuinely thought that they brought the Prime collection to Switch.
Nope.
Huh.
Whoops.
Everyone would love it, though, because everybody hates motion controls for no reason.
Well, even here, like, was fine and fun when you're young, but when you realize it's not actually as efficient.
I played it like 2 years ago. It's fine, bro.
We'll continue this, but we got a lot going on now.
Travis, don't make me laugh. Mind if I ask you something? Sure. Why the hell do you call me Travis? Travis, like you're my friend or something. Who the fuck do you think you are?
You can't be serious. All this time you didn't realize.
What are you talking about?
I'm your twin brother.
What the hell? That's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
And it really does not make sense, but
Very last minute of the game.
had to fit another trope in.
I would have thought you and Claire would have at least expected a twist of fate of some kind.
What? And hey, where's Sylvia anyway? She disappeared without a trace. Where the hell is she?
You mean my wife?
Yeah, makes things more complicated.
You know, spouse, soulmate, Henry's wife.
When did you two get married?
Oh, about 10 years ago. Yeah, that's right. Because we were both in college at the time.
Oh, shit! All news to me. I'm gonna need shock treatment to get over this one.
That's one of my favorite lines of his.
I remember that.
Wife has caused you. Forgive her.
She caused me some trouble, all right, but it helped me clear up a lot of things.
You know how women are. Especially my wife. A really big spender. Yeah, she knew my income wasn't enough, so every now and then she'd just disappear.
She's a bad wife.
Are you telling me that you and her...
Oh, come on.
Travis, my brother. We're similar in many ways.
Is that a pistol noise I heard in there?
Probably.
Suddenly you being my brother.
Like the ching from them clashing.
Let me ask you, how do you plan to put an end to all of this?
Wait a sec. You want me to tie up all these loose ends? I don't think so.
You're the protagonist. I'm just a cool, handsome foil who happens to be your twin brother. Hate to say it, but it's your job.
I want to bail. Where the hell's the exit? There's no way out, is there? No getting out. Right, bro?
That's right. All we can do is keep running.
Then let's find that exit they call paradise. Let's go!
Yeah! Woo! So yeah, Henry brings up a lot of other weird things. So yeah, on top of Gene being his half-sibling, which, yeah, now he's also got a twin brother that nobody knows about. He's also married to Sylvia, which also, if they married 10 years ago, that means she was 14, I think.
They were in college.
Yeah, but she was still 14 because she's only like 24 here.
You said they were in college. Maybe Sylvia lied about her age.
I could see that, but also it's still weird. But yeah, so all that happened. So that was No More Heroes.
Look at his fucking boots, bro.
Oh, Henry's?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So dapper.
He'd be styling.
So slender, what the fuck? Maybe he's Sylvia.
Oh God. You,
Hello, Travis.
I just had a thought. I don't think we ever actually see them in the same room together in 2. So, technically, no, actually, no, not even then. Oh God. I'm just thinking about like scenes from 2, and it's just sort of like, yeah, it's like a weird split personality disorder. And it just, oh God. Anyways.
This is a nice painting style.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love this final shot. And what's weird is, you know, now that I'm looking at it, if I didn't know about like the contents of the sequels, I would have assumed they both like killed each other in this moment. Like it was straight up just like, you know.
Oh yeah, because they're both aiming for each other's necks and not trying to block. And then also they were just like, hey, let's head into paradise.
Yeah, but apparently, you know, apparently, like, Sylvia somehow stopped this fight, and that's why they both lived to go on to the next game. But also, again, this was originally supposed to be a one-off, so, you know, technicality.
I love the fact that they're having a conversation about, well, how are you going to wrap up these plot threads? And he's like, I don't want to do it, you do it. He's like, oh, I can't do it, you have to do it. And then they're like, well, I refuse to solve anything here. Yeah, me too.
Alright, yeah, we both have a way out of this. Yeah.
Hey, ref, I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah, great cast here as well.
Yeah, I recognized one of them.
It went away as you were looking away. But
yeah,
anyways,
I recognized Steve Bloom.
yeah, as Darkstar.
Yeah.
Fitting for him to be like a Darth Vader-alike. You got, yeah, Robin Aiken Downs as Travis, who's done a lot of voice work and other stuff.
You got Joe Ishihara.
Yeah. Oh, he was Yasha, the blue guy in Asura's Wrath. Remember?
Oh.
His stepbrother.
Not the guy that I said, but...
No. Yeah.
I just named a random name that I saw on the board.
Yeah. Not stepbrother, brother-in-law, but you get my point. Yeah, funny, he as a voice actor ends up in a lot of my favorite games. He's just that good.
He is pretty good.
I'm also watching the credits because it's gonna make me feel really... Yeah, Dr. P's song recording... Okay, maybe I missed it. I could have sworn it was in No More Heroes, but I just remember this one name I saw in like a game's credit sequence where I'm almost positive somebody had the name Gay Dick. And I thought it was here and I might have missed it.
I mean...
And I realize how immature that is, but I swear I seen that at one point.
It also happens a lot where they just like don't want to be credited, so they just come up with names.
Right.
Like apparently that happened a ton in like NES games and stuff.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, there were like some famously awkward ones in Castlevania, I think.
Right, I'm trying to remember some examples.
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head either. Oh well.
I thought
Joey Wheeler.
I was just thinking that. I was literally just about to say that. I'm now watching intently because you're seeing some American names and it's just like, maybe it's here, maybe it is here.
Hugh Hammond sounds... Jonathan Bond.
Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Either I missed it or it does not exist. And now here comes another confusing wrinkle.
You like this painting, don't you? Let's go, Jean.
Why was she talking to that cardboard cutout? Oh, God.
You really thought...
No.
Oh.
She just didn't move or, like, show her face or do anything that would imply that she's living.
Too bad there won't be a sequel.
Joke's on you.
There's gonna be 2 sequels and a between game. Like a halfway game.
Yeah, and in the PS3 version of the game, they pointed out there is a sequel. It's just not going to be on the PS3. Is there also... Okay, I'm waiting, because I swear they also had, like, a Back to the Future to be continued sign, like, specifically... There it is.
Oh, that's borderline illegal.
It's text. It's just a font.
That's also not even the right font. It's noticeably off-brand.
Oh. But, yeah, so there's a third character named Jean, implies to be Sylvia's daughter, and now the question is it Henry's or is it Travis's? And we don't know.
I guess Henry would know Gene number 1, though.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, what with him?
I mean, he was in on the whole thing. Again, he was the guy leaving the voice messages about our payments.
That's true.
So he has to know about some of this. And also thinking about it, he interjects in, the 5th rank fight. And then after that, that's when Sylvia suddenly becomes really interested in Travis. Like, with the whole thing with Harvey getting really up on him. And then after that, she's at the same time, like, implying more and yet also keeping distance.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, that was No More Heroes.
Yeah, we don't need to watch that again. Yeah, we could go on about this. What were we talking about before the fight finished?
Metroid.
Yeah. Was it Metroid? Yeah, it was Metroid.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, let's find a time to play some Metroid.
Yeah, I'd be down.
That'd be cool.
Could even do it now. You just gotta
I'd be
stop.
down.
But anyways, yeah, No More Heroes. Final thoughts. I still really like it. It's incredibly stupid. It's pretty repetitive, but I still really love it. Like, it is just so... Like, there's just still something about it that still resonates. It is very dated, and there are some things that just, like, do not add up when you put them against too much scrutiny, and there's also some really problematic things in hindsight, but also there's just something about, like, this whole conceit, and just, like, something about it still stays special, at least to me.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm at the same point. I'm like... I don't know, I appreciate it for what it is. That's about it.
Okay, that's fair. But, yeah, just... again, this is the original Wii version. I kind of wish we could get a happy middle ground between a well-running version of the game like this is, but also looking like the PS3 version with its quality of life improvements, because that adds so much. It makes it so much simpler. This, technically our playtime was like 15 hours, but a good chunk of that was just me grinding inefficiently in a couple of spots.
Yeah.
So, and that didn't take terribly long, and that was mainly to get clothes for no reason other than I could. But, yeah. It still doesn't take that long, and, actually New Game Plus, if you go through again, you can find new cards and stuff to basically learn even more about the characters, which that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's how that's how I know a lot of, like, these weird little details about who all these characters are and what their ages and everything are.
Yeah, you got that shit memorized, dude.
Yeah. But, they do have those details and weird stuff like that. And it's just fun, as thoughtless as this seems, there actually is a lot of thought put into it. It's just not the fine details, because that's just not what it was going to be.
Yeah, that sums it up.
It's fun to analyze in weird ways. That was not the intention, I don't feel, at least in a lot of regards. But it is still fun to, like, take away more from these characters, because they all do actually have some really interesting, unique perspectives that you can go into detail into, but, it also feels undercooked, but that's just because, again, basically it was a low-budget Wii game.
I don't think it would have worked as well as it did if it had a better budget, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, like, if they focus exclusively on the gameplay, maybe, but, like, there's just something about it feeling like a random, like, $5 bin gem,
Yeah.
Like, it feels so weird knowing that this game got a sequel, a remake, and then another sequel,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like I would almost appreciate it more if it was just it by itself,
Yeah, I could see that perspective, because with 2, it's just No More Heroes, and, like, the good and the bad, but also they take stuff away. Like, no open world, you just go to locations and all that, which, on one hand, it cuts down on the prattle of just, running around doing the odd job. Well, you still do odd jobs for money for a few things, but it takes away the open world, which isn't all that interesting, and yet still something about it being gone makes you miss it.
Exactly.
And, yeah, and 2 also had, like, lots of crazy boss fights, but, maybe I also remember, like, late in the game, it getting a lot more repetitive because missions dragged on to get to the boss fights went on for way too long. The 3rd and 2nd rank specifically took way too freaking long.
That's interesting, because I thought they were too short in this game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's just like, it feels like it was longer, but also like, you know, you're just fighting a bunch of grunts and you get to the big fight pretty quickly. Which, yeah, it makes the game feel short, but also it makes the game not feel padded. But
yeah, that's understandable.
That's what the open world is for, and, you know, take that in the good and the bad. You know, there's something about, like, you know, Travis being, like, this loser who's just sort of like, he's one of the strongest people in the world, basically, and yet he's still treated like garbage by people who have to tell him to get a real job.
I mean, yeah.
Which is so funny and kind of appropriate for him. And, yeah, and looking at Travis now, again, not a good person, but also, like, he is such a lonely, sympathetic guy to a degree. Because, yeah, he lives alone in a crappy apartment with this cat. The only girl he ever loved disappeared one day, and she turns out to be the person who killed his parents. And so he immediately goes to this other lady who's gonna help him get revenge, and she just uses him the entire time. And even when he realizes that, nothing he can do. He's just strung along and brought in for the ride, and he gets stuff out of it, but also, like, they kind of go into it in, as the games go on, this way of life messes up a person, but he's addicted to it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, I'm doing my own ramblings, but I think it's genuinely interesting and fun.
I have very little to add, you know?
I could probably keep going, but, you know, I think I'm spinning my wheels here. But, yeah, trust me, there's a lot more I could say about all these other characters and other things I never brought up, but, you know, we've run our course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with that, I'm going to stop making this cutscene happen over and over again, and we're going to wrap up here. So, thank you for joining me on playing this. It's been a lot of fun just going back to memory lane with this game.
Yeah, honestly, like, I did miss this game. This was something from way back when.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see it again. See all the individual polygons.
It was a fun trip. I still highly recommend this game, but it's a cult hit for a reason, and that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so with that all being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara & Co. signing off, and thank you for watching us play No More Heroes.
Peace.